This meeting is being recorded.
Hello to everybody. It's wonderful to be able to talk to you about work integrated learning in our science programs at UTS. I'm going to share my screen so that we can view a presentation and do a little bit of explanation of some of the slides as well.
Julia, sorry, your screen is still black. So is that, do you want to open it?
I've started to share now.
Okay.
Yes, if you can open it, that would be fine. Can you see my screen?
Oh, yeah, we can see your screen, but I can't see your face. If you do you want to open your, yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure why you can't see me, but anyway, let's get started with the presentation.
Sure.
Oh,
all right.
Well, okay, thank you. Thanks to everyone that's come along to the presentation. It's really great to have the opportunity to speak to you, and thank you for coming along to the event as well. It's a great opportunity to talk to lots of universities and gather lots of information. Firstly, I'd like to do an acknowledgement of country, which we do in Australia, to acknowledge the First Nations people. So I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation upon whose ancestral lands UTS stands. I'd also like to pay respect to elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional owners of the land. So today we're going to talk a little bit about rankings for our science programs and UTS generally, then move on to teaching and learning themes, covering the very important area of work integrated learning. You often hear that just described as WIL, W-I-L, and then also look at some of the career options for science graduates. So we'll get started straight away. So UTS is Australia's top ranked young university, and it has had that ranking for quite a number of years now. And I've listed here some of our rankings through different university systems. There's a range of them, you know, graduate employability, research standards, teaching, things like that. And we have a rankings page on the UTS website where you can see all of this information and view it in more detail. But a few key highlights, number one in Australia through the Times Higher Education Young University Rankings for 2022, we're ranked 133 in the QS Global World Rankings for 2022 and ranked number 62 in the world for the graduate employability ranking for 2022. I've also listed some of our individual subject rankings, so you can see how highly we are rated for a range of different subject areas in the sciences. And that's particularly true for the maths and stats area, maths and computer science. And once again, as I mentioned, you can go and see these rankings. They are all listed on the UTS webpage, as well as on the ranking sites themselves. So one thing that really makes a difference when you come to study science at UTS is our vision for science teaching, for science graduates, what we hope to impart to our students as they move through their bachelor or master's programs. We want to produce well-rounded graduates who can make a difference to society and the globe. And we've seen how important that is all through the pandemic. You know, it's really important that people with the skills step up and make their contribution. And our science courses have been designed to support this vision by providing our students with science knowledge, application and scientific principles, of course, but a balance between discipline knowledge, technical and professional skills. And we want the all-encompassing professional skills that you need to work in many different kinds of industries, such as inquiry, reflection, critical thinking, communication and innovation. And through our programs, we also offer the opportunity for work integrated learning, internships, and exchange and student mobility. So once again, really great opportunities right through your studies to participate in those experiential opportunities as you go through your academic life. So we're committed to educating an adaptive generation. We've seen once again, you know, looking back at the pandemic, just how adaptive everybody has had to be. It's been whole new ways of learning, whole new ways of working, and our UTS model of learning guides how we design the courses and lessons. We want to give you lots of different ways that you can learn and show that you've learned the skills through practice-oriented learning, preparedness for the global workplace, and research-inspired and integrated learning. What we learn in our research is looped back into what we are teaching. We also want to make our students ready for the real world. And as I mentioned, that internship-like experience before graduation. So it could include things like field trips for environmental science students, crime scene simulation suites. We now have 2 crime scene suites for our forensic students, very modern, very cutting edge facilities. A range of microbiology and pathology labs for biomedical and medical students, and also analytical instrumentation, scanning electron microscopy for chemistry and physics students, biologics laboratories, a whole range of very high level equipment for you to use as a student. We also want to equip you with the kind of professional skills that you need when you do go into the workplace. Digital literacy is very important now. Problem-solving skills, the ability to work across disciplines and in teams, and your interpersonal skills. These are all things you're going to be picking up as you move through your studies. Some of our world-class facilities, you can see the building, it's known as the Vicky Sara building at UTS. This is where we have one of our world-famous super labs. And you can see here a picture of both of our super labs. We call them super labs because we are able to have a lot of students in these labs at one time, but we're able to break the students up into different classes. So you could have first year biology students with third year chemistry students. And so the super lab on the left of the screen is able to have up to 12 different classes, and the Hive lab has about 8 different class groupings. So we make these facilities very adaptable, and you can see just how modern they are.
So hi, Julia. So sorry to interrupt. I think your slides are not moving.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I just realized it as well. Yep. What slide? Open it to PowerPoint share, and then let's see if you can just move it forward to the next one. We're still at slide number 1 here.
All right. Let's see. Can you see that one? The Super Lab and Hive Lab?
No, we cannot see that actually. Yep.
Okay. Shall I stop sharing and then
maybe you can stop sharing again? And then try again. Yeah, and then put it to full view.
Okay.
Students, hold on. Yeah, just let us settle this for a while. So
apologies for having a struggle there. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Okay, yeah, we can see the particular slide. Just try to, can you click next? So I just want to see if it's moving. If you want to do one.
Yeah. Can you see that one?
Okay, we can do it this way. Sure, no problem. Right. Thank you so much, Julia.
Okay, thank you. I might leave it in. I know it's not the perfect format, but I might leave it in this format so I can see that it's progressing.
Yes, just move it forward. Thank you so much, Julia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your help. So as I mentioned, we were talking before about some of the actual science laboratories and resources, but also UTS has world-class facilities right across the campus, and one that we're really proud of is our new library. It's 4 or 5 stories high. It has these beautiful facilities and spaces for students to use, and we really want to try to get students in and using all of these facilities that are available to them on the campus. They're wonderful spaces to learn, to research. You know, you can spend your own time there researching and doing things that are of interest to you, not just in the library and the reading rooms, but there's lots of what we call collaborative spaces all over the university where you could sit with a group of friends and work on a group project, or spend some time by yourself reading, doing some quiet research, using the computer labs, of course. So in our Faculty of Science at UTS, that also includes mathematics. So we really have a very wide range of programs. And as I said, we've got that inquiry-based learning. We want to teach you to think for yourself. And our lecturers are experts and practicing researchers, and you can see 2 of them here. The Eureka Prize is one of the top science prizes in Australia. And we're very lucky to have Daejon Jin and Liz Curry. They are experts in their field, and they are both Eureka Prize winners. So really important to get that research capability in amongst our lecturers as well. So we can see here very quickly, I've just listed our bachelor programs, but you can see the kind of areas that we are covering. Pre-medicine, pharmaceuticals, medical and health related sciences, medical biotech, environmental biotech, of course, forensic science. We're really very strong in the forensic science area, and we have a range of specializations in forensic science, both in the life sciences, such as biology and crime scene investigation, but also in the maths and physical sciences, as you see here, in chemistry and digital forensics. And of course, we have the other areas. One of our brand new courses for 2022 is mathematical sciences, and that is so important in today's environments. The statistics and data science and pure and applied mathematics have applications in every industry. So people who are really interested in the maths, who are good at maths, I want you to know that there are fabulous career opportunities for you across many, many industries. So that's a really important point to take note. As well as the opportunities within the program, UTS also has a great range of opportunities outside of your actual degree on its own. So we have a very dynamic UTS careers team. They advertise all the internships. They also advertise a lot of other job and work experience opportunities. They run their own careers fairs for different discipline areas. We also have things like international study abroad and exchange, and that can also be a fabulous way to gain experiences within your discipline area, but doing something really different. You know, maybe taking a study abroad experience for one semester, or exchange. We've had students in science going on exchange to our university partners around the world quite regularly, and that is such a life-changing experience to have an exchange opportunity during your degree. We also have UTS startups where if you have ideas about how you'd like to use your science skills, maybe you're looking at being a science entrepreneur, or you have an idea that you would like to commercialize or scale up, UTS Startups is there for every faculty. It doesn't matter what course you're doing, you can be engaged in the UTS Startups program. We also have community and leadership programs, and I would recommend those to you as well, because they certainly broaden your horizons, but they also give you something really interesting to put on your CV. And these kinds of things, engaging with all of these kinds of activities, start to distinguish you from somebody else with a similar qualification. When you take up these other extra activities, it shows that you're engaged. It shows that you are interested in lots of different things. And as I say, when it comes to interview time, you can start talking about all the different activities that you've undertaken, the different experiences that you've had. And the last thing, of course, UTS has a huge number of clubs of all kinds. It could be a chess club, but it could also be music. It could be nationality group clubs. They often have cultural events. There could be a whole range of sporting clubs as well. So they are great ways to meet other students, but also get engaged in group activities as well. When we talked before about engaging with work integrated learning opportunities, that was really important. And you can do that in any science degree, no matter what your science degree is. There'll be opportunities for you with internships. Some of that may be as a research intern within a research project that's actually going on in one of our research centres, actually on campus, but it could be going out to one of our industry partners. And you can see here, this professional experience in biomedical science is open to all students. So not just for domestic students, it's for international students as well. And you can see actually in this program, 30% of the students that take up a work integrated learning experience through the PEBS program are international students. So that is a great way for you to gain industry experience. It's a two-stage competitive application process. You need to do a workshop as well as have an interview. So once again, you're getting some good experience of what it's like to go through an interview process for a job opportunity. We have 3 sessions or intakes of that work integrated learning experience each year. And we even have one in the summer session. And in the summer session, which has just finished, we had 38 students placed in Sydney and in rural areas of New South Wales. Sometimes the placements are unpaid, but most often they are actually paid. And you can see those students that we were talking about went to 30 Sydney-based laboratories and 8 country laboratories. And they could have been in a hospital, but they could have also been private pathology labs as well. You can see one of our partners there is the New South Wales Government Department of Health, and also a large pathology provider, Douglas Hanly Moore, and also Lavity as well. So we've got some really good partners for our students to be engaged with as they're going through their studies. So if we go on quickly to have a look at some of the ideas where you can take your career studies. And depending on which stream or discipline area that you're studying in, you can see there are many opportunities for you in your career choices. And often we find that students work with very large companies, and some of their science might have even a business focus or a marketing focus. So don't assume that you're just going to stand forever in a lab in a white coat, because you might be working in a business that sells scientific instruments or resources, or consults for government or legal firms or insurance companies. So there's a huge range of opportunities for you from your science and mathematics study. And especially I'd like to underscore again that maths and statistics area in data science, business intelligence analyst, biostatistician. And in fact, often our mathematics graduates are quite heavily engaged in helping researchers understand their data and make sense of the data that they've got. You know, how to search through that data and look for modeling simulations, look for evidence. So that they are really key areas. There's a lot of applications for the mathematics and statistics skill, and it's very well paid work as well because it's quite specialized. So moving on, we can quickly look, we had a look at some of those career areas. I'd like to show you as well the different kinds of job titles, the salaries that you might get from those roles. And you can see here, this is taken from the Hays salary guide, and you can just Google that and find it. Hays is a very large recruiting firm in Australia and New Zealand. So you can just see some of the different kinds of roles that you can undertake, plus the salaries as you move through those roles, the kind of annual salary that you'll be expecting to earn. So that's in life sciences, and there are even more. And the different roles also indicate all the different kinds of industries that you might use your skills in. So that's life sciences, quite a range of roles there. We remember I mentioned about how important the maths and stats skills were, and you can see this area is particularly well remunerated because it's quite specialised. The quantitative risk, credit, market and operational risk as well, and you can see that very soon after leaving university you're going to be earning quite a good salary, and there's a lot of opportunities for you to move up in your career. The last one we'll look at is that environmental area, environmental sciences, but also, as I mentioned, those issues around being a policy. So you might work in a government department or an organisation that is consulting on policy. It could be on compliance or regulatory affairs. So lots of different ways that you can use your skills. And if you would like to, you can take a tour of our facilities and watch some student profiles from graduates from our faculty. I've got the YouTube links there, so very happy. Annette, who is at the event today for UTS, she can share these with you as well. And I'd like to thank you for coming to this session. If you've got any questions, I'd be very happy to answer those. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and if you would like to put a few questions in the chat, if there's still time. I can see there's some chat there that may just be telling me my slides aren't moving. Yes, but that's okay.
So students, do you have any questions for Julia? Okay, we can leave it in the chat box. Thank you so much, Julia.